Good afternoon, ACN. Good afternoon, ACN. This is leadership. This is leadership. I'm super excited today. By the way, don't you think Mr. Mudassir, before him Naseem Kebi, and Mr. Jamal, they did a great job. Can we give them a huge round of applause? Now, before we continue and go towards my training, I want to introduce myself. But before that, I want to know, by the way, where are my French friends? France? What about Dutch people? Where is Spain? Portugal? Denmark? I love you guys. By the way, my name is Asad Ali. My name is Asad Ali, and I'm from London, United Kingdom. Anyone from UK in this room? I started ACN 2 years ago. I started ACN 2 years ago. a very short period of time. We have to continue to. I love you all. I love you all. Thank you very much. I love you all. Thank you very much. Give yourself a huge round of applause. My name is Asad Ali. I'm from London, United Kingdom. Started ACN 2 years ago. It wasn't a smooth ride for me. There were good days, bad days, worst days, best days. I want to share a few things with you. I was working as a chartered accountant for one of the companies, and my life was something like this: traffic, job, lunch, job, traffic, tired, sleep, and reset. Traffic, job, lunch, job, traffic, tired, sleep. Now, I was living this life 9 to 5 every single day, and I will say one day I got the call from one of my friends. The funny thing is, he was a security officer, and I was a chartered accountant. And now a security officer calling an accountant, "Let me teach you how to make money." Now, I was kind of weird. Now, he said, "Just come and have a look what is going on." I went there. To be honest, every single step I was taking towards that place for that PBR, I was telling myself, no matter what, I'm not going to sign up. I won't start. Now, I went there, they drew a few circles, they explained me the business on few blank papers. Nothing really made sense in the beginning, but I understood one thing, that Donald Trump is endorsing ACN. 4 co-founders, they started ACN 20 years ago. Back then it was 20 years. 20 years ago, and they are still together running the show. So I saw the commitment, and I saw the integrity of the founders. I got involved. I started this business. It took me 2 years to become senior vice president in this company. You know, I'm so blessed today that I'm here on the stage, and I will share the training on taprooting, but I want to share a few more things. ACN has changed everything in my life. Of course, money, but money is the byproduct. I don't believe that money is everything. ACN gave me the friends. They are far better than my real brothers. ACN gave me time, freedom. I met 4 gentlemen with this amazing opportunity: Tony, Mike, Robert, and Greg. They changed everything. Like, they transformed me as a person I am today. So I think we should give a huge round of applause to the ACN system. We'll go towards my training. I have some definitions before we go towards the real training. Now, a lot of people have different definitions for the results in ACN, but I truly believe that results in ACN is new representatives are starting in your business and they're acquiring customers. Jamal did a great job on customer acquisition, but let me tell you one thing. All of us, we are recruiting so we can build a residual empire. Yes or not? Yes or not? We want to build that residual empire, so don't forget, if you are signing up people and they're not acquiring customers, don't forget, our job is not just to recruit people. Our job is to recruit people and help them to get customers so we can build a residual empire, so we don't need to work again in our lifetime. Yes or not? Now that is results for me in ACN, and I believe in life you end up with one of these two things. Either you work hard, you learn, you grind, you give commitment, you bring work ethics on the table, and you pay the price, because a lot of people don't understand to change your life, you have to pay the price. And some people, they are not ready for it. Some people, they have wishbone, but they don't have backbone to stay and to fight. So I believe if you are one of them, you will achieve results. But if you don't achieve results, the second thing you may have will be the excuses why you couldn't achieve those results. Let's go further down. Now, another definition of ACN leader. People have different definitions. If you're a senior vice president, you're a leader. No. If you're executive team leader, you're a leader. No. I believe any ACN representative who is producing results is an ACN leader. Now, what is an ACN leader? Leader is always a momentum creator. Mudassir, he did a great job, and he explained how you create momentum. Mr. Naseem. Now, master of personal development. I believe ACN is a university where you work on your personal development with an amazing compensation plan. We go further down, leaders always work on success and demand, their own personal development. They always share the vision. They always stay in phase one, because phase one is the key in ACN to get to the top. Let's move further down. Now, what is taprooting? Taprooting is a systematic approach to sort in your organization deep down to find leaders. Now, don't you think we all want people better than us in our team? Yes or not? Now, how you find them, it's not the matter of fact who you know, it's a matter of fact you know someone who they know. That's called taprooting. You find leaders quickly through the team's warm market. That's called taprooting. And why this approach is, I believe, is one of the best, because this is the path of least resistance. You will face resistance, but it will be the least. And then, of course, you build your organization organically. Let's move further down. Work on becoming a leader. A lot of people don't understand that people do what you do, not what you say. Now, if I request every single person, can you please raise your hand? Can you please raise your hand, right hand, and touch your index finger with your thumb. Touch your index finger with your thumb, put it on your forehead, and follow exactly what I'm saying right now. Move and bring it to your, come on, follow me. Bring it to your cheek, further down, here. Now, all of you are thinking I did an English mistake, but that's not true. I said cheek, but you followed me till chin, yes or not? People do what you do, not what you say. Same thing in ACN. Your role in ACN, don't lie to yourself. A lot of people, they think that you can make leaders. That's not possible. You have to find leaders. Your job is not to make leaders. Your job is to find leaders. Now, when you're sitting in a PBR, in a presentation, in one-on-one, or in a BOM, your job is not just to recruit people or just to enroll people. Your job is to look for the leaders, the people who want to grow, the people who have the same vision as you. And that is only possible if you understand you only attract people by the person you become. If you want better people in your team, you need to get better. That's what you need to understand. And your job, again, is not to create leaders. Your job is to find leaders. How many times has happened that we are sitting in a PBR, there are 10 people sitting in front of us, few of them, they are green apples, they have some questions, a few of them, it's not for me, this is not for me, this is never going to happen. I know my uncle whose mother, brothers, someone's neighbor lost 1,800 pounds. And you start arguing with those people. That's not the right thing. You need to understand in those 10 people, there is someone sitting there who's looking for the opportunity you have. So don't waste time on those 9 people who are saying no to you. You need to understand you are there for one person. We are not here to collect the people. We are here to select some people so we can build the team of the leaders, yes or not? Can we work on that? Let's move to the next slide. Now, we will have some conversation. I will ask you the question. I want every single person to give answer because I want to be interactive. Now, the first question, I have a checklist back on the screen, and I want to ask you, what do you think that which of these things we can control or they are in our control? The first one is, do you think piquing interest For those who don't know, piquing interest, you talk to someone, you make them curious about the business, about the opportunity you have. You don't pass the message, but you make them curious, piquing interest. Now, how many of you think that piquing interest is in our control? Yes, it is. When you go, you met someone, you saw someone, you want to talk to them, you go there, you approach them, and you talk about opportunity, piquing interest. Let's go further down. You pique interest. Now, do you think it's in your control to make sure that person comes to the presentation? Yes or no? Some people said yes, by the way. How? Shotgun? Listen, I said 6 o'clock. It's not possible. It's not in our control. The only thing which was in your control, you pique interest. Now, it's up to them. They come to the presentation or they don't come to the presentation. Let's go further down. For example, they came to the presentation. Now, do you think it's in your control to make sure that they sign up? No, it's not in our control. We can present the business, but we can't force them, because don't forget one thing. You cannot bring someone up, but they can drag you down, and it's very easy. That's not our job. Let's move further down. For example, let's say they signed up. After signing up, do you think it's in your control to make sure they qualify? Do you think it's in your control to make sure they qualify? No, of course not. It's not in your control. Let's go further down. For example, they got qualified. Do you think it's in your control to make sure that they become ETT? No, it's not in our control. And then, for example, they became ETT. Do you think it's in your control to make sure they get duplicated and they duplicate themselves, they become ETL, TC further on? Do you think it's in your control? No. So why you get so emotional when these things come on the way? The things which are not in your control anyway. Why do you let those emotions hold you back? Because don't forget, ACN is an excuseless business. You can't bring those excuses in. These things are not in your control. So keep moving, keep going, because we are looking for the leaders. Let's move further down. Now, there are a few tools I believe you need to have to be the professional taprooter. The first one is effective presenter. Now, a lot of people don't understand, till you don't know the presentation, you cannot be effective presenter. Those 1 to 10 sheets, you need to memorize them. I read them every single day before I go for the shower. Every single day. Because I believe you cannot be enthusiastic and you cannot be sure what you are saying till you know what is there on the paper. It's just 10 boxes. You just need to repeat them, read them every single day. And PBRs are the best venues for the taprooting. The second you sign someone up, within 24 hours, you have to launch them. Within 24 hours, you need to arrange a setup, a next PBR, because I believe that PBRs are the most effective venues to taproot. Let's move further down, bringing new prospects. What will happen? Of course, when you set up new PBRs, they will invite new people. When new people will come, you have exposures in your business, and there is a chance you know someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows Naseem Kebi. Are you fine with it to have Naseem Kebi in your team? You never know that who is waiting in their contact list for you to come there and show them the business. And maybe there is a possibility that that person can become your next senior vice president, so don't delay. Pay attention to their attitudes towards the process. That's very true. You know, when you are processing them, when you are launching them, when you are training them, when you are telling them the ACN process to get to the top, you need to monitor. You need to pay attention to their attitude towards the process. You tell someone, listen, you know what, you need to make a list. Do you think I'm in the school? I have a list on my phone. Different attitude. You tell someone, listen, you know what, you need to make a list. List is ready, it's here. So there are different attitudes towards the process. That's how you identify the leaders and work. Don't work where you're needed, work where you're deserved. The people who wants to grow. Because don't forget that you cannot make someone senior vice president. You can just train them. You can just help them. And the reason I say you don't beg them to sign up. You don't force them. You don't convince them. You know why? Because I believe if you force someone to sign up, you need to force them to qualify. If you have to force them to qualify, you need to convince them, force them to become ETT. If you have to force them to become ETT, you need to force them to be in Saturday training event. And if you need to force them to be in Saturday training event, you need to force them to be in international training event. And I promise you, that's not ACN. We are babysitting them. And in ACN, we are here to find the leaders. By the way, if you still don't understand, let me show you the next slide. Because I believe if you work with the wrong people, it will create frustration like this. You are dragging the dead donkey. You know, the second you pull it, they will pull it back. You try to pull it harder, they will pull it back harder. You need to understand you're wasting time there. And I promise you, the second you will start looking for the right people, you won't only find one eagle, you will find a bunch of eagles, the people who want to grow in their life. And I promise you it will happen with you. And how to identify the leaders, I have a VIP list for that. I have a list that how you identify the leaders. Now, what is the VIP list? The first thing, you check their work ethics. You need to understand, like, let's say one of your downlines signed up few of the people, and those people, they live far. And they work from 9 till 9, and the only time they can schedule the next PBR is 11 o'clock, and your downline is ready. No matter what, I'm going to be there. I will drive there. After my work, I'll be there because I have to launch them. I have to help them. That's called a leader. They have work ethics, hunger. You know, if someone doesn't have a desire, ASEAN can't do anything for them because ASEAN is a proven system. It's been done. If you become a millionaire with ASEAN, I promise you, you're not the first one. It has been done over and over and over again. Integrity. Now, what is integrity? You tell them, listen, tomorrow is a Saturday training and you need to be there 9 o'clock, and they are there 8:45. That's called integrity. You need to work with those people. Personal power. Now, we know people, like let's say one of your downline, he invited few people to the next BOM or next PBR, and few people showed up. It means they have personal power, they have credibility in their social market, in their social group. So you have to work with those people. I will give you an example of my personal downline reporting. Now, this is a true example from my downline reporting tool, YBA. I love ASEAN because of that tool, because I don't need to manage everything. YBA manages every single thing for you. I will share, I started ASEAN on my first level. I called a few of the people. None of them showed up because it doesn't mean I'm a bad person. But, you know, for me, when someone says no, no means not now. Now, I am inviting few people. One of the person came, he started with me. I wonder where he is, but he was one of my good friends. He started the business, and I asked him, I said, Ali, I love you, who do you know? He said, I know this gentleman. The second person signed up in my business, did the same thing, within 24 hours, launching. I love you more, who do you know? He said, someone, 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 someone. On my 7th level, then 8th level, I met another gentleman called Mr. Riaz. Now, what Riaz did, he did a smart thing. There was an event on 20th of April 2013. I still remember that day. One of the greatest inspiration for me in this business, he's from France, Senior Vice President, Circle of Champions, Mr. Nassim Kebi. He was a guest speaker in that regional event. Now, I went there, we were promoting that event on big scale. That gentleman invited someone who was looking for a job. He said, go and meet Mr. Asad Ali, because that gentleman is going to take your interview. I don't know why he said that, but he said that. Now, the gentleman came, I sat down with him, and I started business with him. By the way, all of the people on my 1st level till 8th level, they quit. On my 9th level, I met a gentleman called Mr. Kamal Zedi. He's a team coordinator, great guy. I have a huge respect for this gentleman. But don't forget, I told you on last slide, when you are looking for the right people, you won't only find one leader, one eagle. You will find a bunch of eagles. Now, if you are ready for that, I'll share with you, Kamal Zedi was working with one of the gentlemen. He was a commercial manager in one of the large retail stores back in London. He posted, no, one second. He posted on Facebook what's going on, because he didn't have the contact with him. He said, I'm working and this and that, going to the gym and stuff like that. And he said, by the way, what you doing on Tuesday evening? He said, nothing. He said, okay, come over. I have to show you something, but I can't tell you over the phone. And I won't be there, but I will be there late. By the way, he wasn't coming. I don't know why he said that. Now, the gentleman came, I met him, I signed him up, and today people know him as a Circle of Champion member, Regional Vice President, Mr. Ahmed Mukhtar. After Ahmed is on my 10th level. Ahmed is on my 10th level. After him, on 11th level, I found 2 more RVPs, Ayub Al-Amrani and Abdul Sharif. Give a huge round of applause for them. And then further 4 levels down, on my 15th level, I found another regional vice president, an amazing gentleman. In 1 year, he broke all the records, became regional vice president, Mr. Abu Bakr Qasim. Can we give him a huge round of applause? You know, with this example, I want you to understand, you don't need to know them. Do you think I knew Ahmed Mukhtar before ACN? No. Do you think I knew Ayub Al-Amrani before ACN? No, I didn't know them. But I knew someone who 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 knew Mr. Kamal Zaidi, and Mr. Kamal Zaidi decided to take this opportunity on board, and then he knew Mr. Ahmed Mukhtar, and together we built a massive team. Let's go to the next slide. I want you to understand in this way, how many cards we have in a deck? 52 cards, yes or not? Yes or not? We have 52 cards. Now, to become a regional vice president in this company, you need 4 team coordinators in separate 4 organizations. Now, what you need to understand is this. Out of those 52 cards, we have 4 aces, yes or not? Yes or not? We have those 4 aces to become a regional vice president. I have a question. If I'm shuffling those cards again and again and again, I'm shuffling those cards again. Now, how many chances that all those 4 aces are right on the top? No chance, almost impossible. Now, how many of the chances that do you think all those 4 aces can be right in the bottom? No chance. But where are they? Where are they? Somewhere in the middle. What you need to do to find those 4 aces, you just need to flick the cards. You need to become a professional sorter. We don't sell, we sort. I'll give you another example of one of my another leg, again from downline reporting. I don't know if I should mention this or not, because we have a head office in that country, but I do apologize if someone is here from Poland. I respect you. I love you guys from my heart. But I have to share this story because I'm here to pass the message. Now, what happened in my second organization, I was looking for a few people, and I was standing in London next to one of the grocery stores. And it was a weird advertisement there, you know, with a weird picture saying Polish massage, you know. I started laughing, and there was a gentleman next to me, he started laughing as well. Now, we don't know each other, but we started talking to each other just because of that ad. Now, I asked him, what do you do? He said, I'm working in one of the large perfume shop back in London. I said, where do you live, and what are you doing here? He said, I'm trying to find an accommodation for me. I said, okay, perfect. So, any luck? He said, yeah, I got it. This is the person, this is the room. I said, no problem. I exchanged number with him just by saying this. If the place is nice, let me know, because I'm planning to move as well. By the way, I wasn't planning to move. Now, that gentleman left. He went there. And after a few days, I don't know what happened. I was trying to call him, but his number was out of reach. What I did, I went back to the same grocery store. I found that number. I called that landlord and I said, listen, you know, there is an ad, and it was mentioned that you have 2 apartments and the one is gone. What about the second one? He said, it's still available. So can I move in today? Yes, it's possible. Believe me, I just moved into that house to just meet that gentleman. I met him. A few days later, I offered him some food, and I asked him, I said, what are you doing today? He said, I'm going to East London. Okay, what you doing in East London? I'm meeting a few of my friends, no problem. That day, I remember we were having a BOM in East London. I said, okay, when you finish, just come and meet me, no problem. We'll come back together. He said, okay. He came to that BOM, he signed up to ACN. Now, on the way back, because back in those days, I was on my BMW, bus, metro, and walk. So So we are sitting in the bus, a red bus. Anyone from London, they know the red buses. Now, I'm sitting in that red bus, and we are talking to each other, and he's telling me, Asad, you know what? I don't think so I can do this business. Why? Because I think I don't know people. No problem. Where's your phone? He gave me his phone. I started scrolling on contacts and contacts and contacts. I said, who are these people? Are they zombies? Like, what's going on? He said, I don't know, but I can't talk to anyone. I said, no problem. I was scrolling, and luckily, I stopped on one name. I said, okay, what this guy does? He said, this guy is working with me in the same shop. I said, can I meet him? Yeah, it's possible. I said, okay, make an appointment tomorrow. I want to meet him at 5 o'clock. I don't know what was the reason, but he needs to call because I'm forcing him then and there. You need to call him right now because we have to start your business. We have to take your business to another level. And he said, no, no, no. I said, you have to call him right now. He called that gentleman and he scheduled an appointment, but he didn't tell him the time. I didn't knew the reason. Later on, I found the reason. I'll tell you as well. Now, he's saying, we have to meet up tomorrow. I'll let you know the time. I said, why you didn't tell him the time? Because I have to check my schedule. I said, no problem. The next day, I found out he told that gentleman, we're going to meet at 7. We're going to meet at 5. And he told me, that gentleman said, we're going to meet at 7. So there is a 2 hours difference. I don't know the reason, but luckily that gentleman, when I reached there 2 hours late, he was still waiting there. People know him. That gentleman created a massive organization, Mr. Mansoor Tawafi. Can we give him a huge round of applause? He's just a 19. Back in those days when I signed him up, he was just 18 years old. But now he got a team of over 15 team coordinators and a few regional directors in his team. Now I'll show you an example. Let's go to that example. On 2nd level, I found Mansoor Tawafi. On 5th level, another team coordinator. On my 8th level, that's the funny story. Now Mansoor knew Hilal, and Hilal knew someone who knew someone. Now that gentleman came to one of the presentation, one of the regional event with one gentleman who was 16 years old. And you know we have to be 18 years old to start ACN, yes or not? Now that guy was so inspired from one of the amazing regional vice president from Denmark, Mr. Victor Fasahati. He was there. Now I wasn't enough excitement. Can we give Victor a huge round of applause? Now, Victor was there. He inspired him so much. The gentleman came out. Now, I'm asking him, bro, how old are you? I'm 16. Okay, you cannot start the business, so please sit down. Let me counsel these people, and then I will come back to you. Now, I'm explaining the business because they're a good group of friends, you know, and I'm explaining the business on the paper, and I'm trying to, you know, clear their questions. They're ready to sign up. Now, this 16-year-old guy told them in his own language, listen, don't sign up. And I understood you know, a few bits and pieces. I said, listen, you're 16. Can you please be quiet? He said, I have to tell them something. What do you have to tell them? I have to tell them, look, I'm 16. I cannot start the business, but my father and my mother and my brother, I will bring them, and they start, and these people can start under them. You know? I said, okay, no problem. Next BOM is on Monday, bring them. And he brought his whole family into that BOM. We found another incredible leader, Mr. Sahil Zarian. Can we give him a huge round of applause? You know, I found over 12 team coordinators and few regional directors by just asking a stranger, who do you know? By just asking a stranger. I didn't knew that gentleman. He's from India. Sergeant, I have a huge respect for that gentleman. I'm really worried where he is today. Not really, but sometimes I think, where is that gentleman? But by just asking him, who do you know, I found a massive organization. So you need to understand, it's just the matter of the fact you need to understand, it's not the talent, it's timing. It's you need to understand the business. You need to learn. You need to be in ACN. You have to live in ACN. Let's go to the next slide. You know, I believe that taprooting is the best approach to sort for leaders. The reason behind this, because fewer people will quit. If you know someone who knows someone who knows someone, now that person, if he decided to quit for any reason, which I don't agree, but respect that, do you think this gentleman will have any effect on him? No. It doesn't matter. He knows someone who knows someone who knows someone who knows someone. This gentleman, he's telling me, listen, you know what? I want to be senior vice president. You did it in 2 years. I'll do before you. No problem. We'll work together. Do you think I knew that person? No. So fewer people will quit. But the most important thing is you will stay in massive production. You know, people come and they ask what FLN is doing, what TTM is doing. They ask me this question. I'll tell you one thing. We are just sorting for leaders. We are in phase 1. We are working together to understand that we are looking for the people who want to grow in their life, and that is helping us to lead the production charts. And together, we'll make sure, we make ACN the #1 direct selling company in the world. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you with me? Yeah. Are you with me? Yeah. And I promise you, if you are with me, Taprooting, if you work the way I'm telling you, the way I'm sharing you, the way I learned from ACN, it will make you a lot of money, because when you're in production, you're making a lot of money. And the funny thing is, I have so many regional directors, team coordinators, 4 of the regional vice presidents. None of them came from my personal contacts. None of them. I didn't knew anyone who even became ETT. This is something you need to understand. That's why I endorse Taprooting, this systematic approach to build your ACN system, to build your ACN business. Because again, the same thing. We are looking for the leaders. We are looking for the people who wants to grow. And again, the same thing. You know, I was in the leadership training, and Mr. Mike Cooper said an amazing thing. He said, your first day in ACN is your second day of SVP. And I believe that. The day I became SVP, I understood now SVP is not a position, it's a responsibility. I have to take this opportunity to every single person who needs that. And how that's possible, we need to build a team of those eagles who wants to grow in their life. Now, I'm not the special person. People come and say, Asad, you became the youngest and fastest senior vice president in Europe. How you did it? How you did it? Let me tell you one thing. I'm not the special person. It's ACN system. It's those 4 founders. It's Mr. Wayne Holler. It's their leadership. We just need to plug ourselves into the ACN system. And the biggest tool for this taprooting is these international training events. You bring the people to these international training events. Let them feel what you feel. Let them see what you see. You know what will happen? You will find the people who will start elevating, because I believe international events help your soul, help you to set up your soul on higher ground. Yes or not? How many of you are feeling excited today in this room? I promise you, I promise you one thing. Don't let anyone's opinion become your reality. Don't buy into their opinions, because I believe if you buy into someone's opinion, you buy into their lifestyle. All those people who are coming on the way, you need to understand every single no is taking you to someone better. When someone says no, no problem, next one, next. Some will, some won't, some wait. So what? 6 will. Next person. That's what we are looking for. Empty your mind, be formless, shapeless person like water. When you come into this business, whatever you know, we respect that. Your academic backgrounds, we respect that. Your experience, we respect that. But when you're in ACN, when you're a new person, act as a new person. Be a new person. You want to learn. Be like a water. You put water into the cup, it becomes a cup. You put water into the teapot, it becomes a teapot. And you need to understand, either water will flow, either water will crash. And Mr. Bruce Lee, be water, my friend. And I promise you, I strongly believe the #1 guy in ACN hasn't yet signed up yet. All of us together will find that person. Maybe that person is sitting somewhere up the top. I'm looking for that one person. I don't know if you believe or not, but I know one thing, that I'm talking to. I don't know what you believe, but I strongly believe that I'm talking in this arena, and in this arena there is few of the next superstars in ACN. They are sitting here. I can see senior vice presidents in the room. I can see regional vice presidents in the room. I promise you, in ACN, you have happy endings. I promise you, if you follow the ACN system, together we'll be at the top. Either I'll see you from the top. God bless. Love you guys. Thank you very much.